decided to talk about Superman. I'm a new fan, actually. But I am a fan of the old trilogy, starting with 1978. And how are we doing? Basically, I want to go through the latest Superman films since the 70s and kind of talk y'all through if you haven't seen it already. So spoiler alert is the main thing, but I've given enough time for you to catch the new film, and there's also been plenty of time to, watch all the old films. So hopefully you're all caught up, and you probably are gonna know so much more than me because, yeah, you'll probably have read the comics. You probably know, the entire storyline more than I do. However, I just wanted to give my perspective from a screenwriter, author, myself, and kind of things that inspired me along my journey. And hopefully, they inspire you too if you're writing. But first of all, I hope you're all well. Hey, Spirit, nice to see ya. And yeah, I've got a presentation lined up for today. But basically, oh, hi, Lynn. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for joining both of my streams, you guys. I go live on my other channel as well. Okay, so Superman is got sold to DC, and I believe the original comic book writers didn't even get that many royalties from it, which is such a shame because it blew up. And honestly, I think it's been redone so many times that I can't even count. However, I decided to go with the 1978 because everyone knows the main actor, Christopher Reeve. And without further ado, let me just get right into it. Alright, so this stream is dedicated to Christopher Reeve because he's become my new favorite actor. I literally cannot believe I never heard of him before. And now I'm literally obsessed. He is the greatest that ever will ever be. I can only imagine what it would have been like to see this in theaters back in the day. It's the epitome of cinema. It is so well produced, filmed. The acting is incredible. So we're gonna run through some of my favorites, and I'm gonna do it chronologically first, and then I'll do it ranked by my favorites. So as far as the chronology from 1978 onward, I have it in my next slide. I'll just let it roll through as I'm talking. But okay, so let me go off screen for a second. Okay, so we've got Christopher. Oh my God, did I spell his name wrong? Forgive me, Christopher. It's without the S at the end. Goodness, but you get the point. Okay, he was the first actor to play him colorized. Because before it would have been black and white, and he got a quadrilogy out of it. And unfortunately, there was just a lot of drama with the producers going on that after the fourth one, it just didn't gain enough traction in terms of the box office to continue, which is such a shame because I think if the producers had played the cards right with the directors, it could have continued going. And then we have such a jump because then we go into Smallville in 2001 or something. And then we get Brandon Routh's Superman Returns around 2006. Finally, we get the newer ones that everybody is super well aware of. But that would have been Man of Steel that came out in 2013. Batman versus Superman 2016, and then the Justice League, which is had two versions go out, one 2017 and the recent one 2021. And finally we get to the latest version, which is with David Corenswet, and he is obviously out in cinemas now. There are a lot of good Superman actors. Yeah, I have not listed them all. And I think there's like so many more TV renditions as well that obviously I just didn't have time to get through. But it took me a whole month to go through all these movies, watch them, and then I've also cut up my favorite scenes that I'll show you guys later. So it took me like so much time, but it's such a good marathon. And again, like if you even want to go further, go and try to find the other ones. But this is not my favorite, well, totally my favorite ranking. So next we'll go to my next slide, which is actually how I would rank them. And I don't know, there's probably gonna be some disagreements. But hi Alan, and hi CG Anime Fan. They did Lois Lane, and did they do like a spin-off of Lois Lane? That is actually mine. Okay, so you might disagree with this, but hold on, let me explain it, okay? So I really love Superman 2. Superman 2 is my favorite movie of all time. I feel like they did such a great job at heightening the villains, and you get to see the lunar surface, like they go, again, spoilers, they go to the moon, they go and, you know, in the White House, and I think that's the epitome of film cinema, is if you can knock those two out of the park, which they did. But also the romance and like the love story is incredible. Like I just like they packaged it all for me. The acting was insanely awesome, and just, yeah, best one out of them all. The next one would be Superman the First from 1978. And again, the top three are all by Christopher Reeve because he is hands down the best. And this green means that I would rewatch them. I think they are timeless and classic, and they hold up. So the first one I think is really good because you get to see like the beginning. Obviously you get to see him when he's younger, but also the beginning of the love story is really well scripted, and the action towards the end is quite intense as well. But I ranked it lower than the second because I just felt like the villain, which is Lex Luthor, wasn't as convincing or as scary as the villains in the second one, which of course is General Zod. And I don't know, just for me, that's what did it. And then I've ranked Superman 4 as the third one. So I skipped 3. Superman 3 is all the way down here. So there's that. There is one Christopher Reeve movie that is at the bottom, and we'll talk about it. But Superman 4, I felt like, okay, so I did some research, and Christopher Reeve actually did collaborate on the script. So I think that you kind of see that because he was such a good person, and from what you read online at least, and you can feel that in the script, they really wanted to like do the most to save the world. And of course it deals with him trying to prevent the nuclear arms race. And just the speech that he gives, like he goes up into the podium and talks to the whole assembly, like as if it's United Nations or something. And he's like, I'm gonna rid the world of all nuclear weapons. And then he goes and does it. It's like so badass. And it's just really good morals and values. TG Anime Fan says, I love Christopher Reeve. He is my favorite Superman actor and one of my favorite actors in general. Hell yeah. I have a soft spot for Superman 4. I like seeing it ranked high. I'm used to it being ranked at the bottom. Honestly, that's what so many people said. Like when I was Googling it, it was like, oh, the box office tanked. That's why they didn't make another one after the fourth. But I feel like the fourth really recovered what 1 and 2 had started with. And so it's kind of surprising that people didn't like, but it did have a new director, so I don't know, who knows. And you said that George Reeves, oh, so Christopher's father played Superman back in the 1950s, and he was really good from what I've seen. Okay, yeah, I did hear that. That's kind of how Christopher got the role as well. Okay, interesting. All right, so DC Justice League obviously is next. I would rewatch it. It's got the green tab. I'd rewatch it over and over because obviously it's like 4 hours or something like ludicrous like that. And he put a lot of attention to detail in it, but the color palette is incredible. Like, it kind of reminds me of 300. It has that level of intensity of like steel and all this textures on the Superman costumes that looks so real. Sorry, of like all their costumes. And the lighting. The only thing that could have used for me a bit of work is the villain story, and obviously both Lex Luthor and the villains could have used a bit more work. Like, Lex was not cast correctly in that film, in my opinion. And the villains were just too overtly CGI that I felt like kind of tacky to the point of like, I don't know, unbelievable. But as far as the Justice League, they are all perfect. Aquaman could have used some work too. I felt like his backstory was a bit like boring and he didn't contribute that much, but everyone else was awesome. Okay, this is movies that I would only watch 1 or 2 times, but they're all right, so they rank next. And I think a lot of people will disagree, but I put Superman Returns next. Why? Because I think Brandon Routh did the best at preserving Christopher Reeve's acting style. So he took the whole like reporter being like a what do you call it, like a gentleman, and having that quirkiness and a bit of like that shy personality. It's like he watched the movies and he did his homework and he performed. Now, he doesn't look exactly like the stereotypical Superman. He has a bit of a different look, I will say that, but his acting is what puts it so high up. Like, it was convincing. It really felt in like, okay, in the lore, it's Superman Returns is right after Superman 2. So they did a good job of like feeling a bit coherent, if that makes sense. It was a bit too crazy on the CGI. It almost gave me a heart attack, to be honest. There's way too many like loud noises, but other than that, the romance was still all right. They did it well. Next was Batman versus Superman. I would rewatch it again only because you do see like Wonder Woman, you do see Batman get to be super badass. And that's about it, though. I think another thing that I really liked is you start to see him compile the list of the Justice League. So you get kind of glimpses of where it's going to go with later on. Because this came out first, and then it was a Justice League. But obviously, this is way better. Oh wait, George Reeve and Christopher Reeve aren't actually related despite having similar last name. What? I'm going crazy. Oh my god, that's where I got the Reeves from. I'm sorry, you guys. I misspelled his name. But thanks for like correcting me on that. I have a big nostalgic attachment to Superman Returns and Brandon Routh. Okay, because it came out in 2006, so that's about 10 years ago. So yeah, if you're around the same generation, it was kind of like we were growing up. And he was like the first major breakthrough since Christopher Reeve and obviously since Smallville. Superman Theory. Wow, interesting username. Golly, nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here because obviously you've dedicated your whole channel. So I could learn a lot from you. Like I am learning a lot already. Okay. The next would be Man of Steel. I put it under the red because I know it's a Zack Snyder film and he did do Justice League. I will give him credit. God, it was just so boring to me. Like, okay, it did have some good actors that we are going to talk about. But other than that, like, it was just, the romance story was completely rescripted. Like, Lois just doesn't look the same as a stereotypical Lois. I felt like it was way too modern. Like, it just doesn't do it for me. Henry Cavill is not not one of my favorites. He's not very convincing. I feel like he's a lot more serious. And just, it felt like he has not watched, the director just like completely 180'd from the original quadrilogy. So I was like, I can't. All right, Smallville, I watched an episode or two, but that's all I could handle. I was like, okay, this is kind of repetitive. And obviously Smallville's, it runs for 10 seasons. So there's a lot. But the first few seasons, if not like most of it, takes place in high school. So his crush is Lana instead of Lois. And honestly, that's the thing with TV shows, is that they run with this template, and every episode is kind of like a template. Like, oh, there's a new bad guy. Okay, how are we gonna defeat the bad guy? Because it like rinses through really fast, and it's kind of like, oh my god. But I was one of those growing up that like thought it was so dorky and tacky to even like be a fan of Superman. I think my dad raised me as like, oh, Superman's too much for guys, or like, he would even go so far as to say is like, it's got too much propaganda in it. But after watching the first 4 films, I was like, no, like maybe patriotism, but it does it in such a, like therapeutic way, and where it's like the American dream, but in a holistic sense. It's not like the tacky way that a lot of people might have it in their minds. So yeah, if you were like me and you were like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be a Superman fan, give it a chance. Like, go back, watch the original quadrilogy, and let me know how you feel. CG's anime fan says, I like Man of Steel, but I can understand why some people don't like it. It doesn't feel as hopeful as the previous films. Yeah, exactly. And I avoided Smallville for a long time because I thought it would be boring. I felt surprised how much I ended up liking it. It is filmed really well, and Lex Luthor's cast brilliantly. Like, the dynamic between them, and Clark is cast really well as well. I forget his name already. I will have it in a slide in a second. But yeah. Okay, Superman 2 has failed badly. And actually, it got a lot of the cast in trouble because the producers wanted to change the director, I think midway through. So the original director from Superman 1 had filmed like already Superman 2. And they basically like fired him or something and gave the role to a new director. And this new director actually worked with the Beatles. He came from England. So he did have like an insane portfolio already. And actually, as you can see, Superman 2 ends up my favorite film. So I think the new director did end up doing a great job because he had to refilm it in order for like the studio to count it as his film. He had to refilm a lot of it. And there's 2 cuts that actually Spirit in my chat earlier, he told me that there's 2 cuts that ended up releasing, and I actually like the second director's cut in the end. But anyway, Superman 3 was by that same director, that second director, and it just completely flopped. And I don't think it was the director's fault. I think the director did do a good job of like keeping the pacing, the acting, the color palette, like the feel. He kept all that. What happened was that the producers recast the villain. Really? So, okay, because there was actors that were upset by the recasting of the director, they got kicked off by the producers. So, like, Gene Hackman, I believe is his name, who played Lex Luthor, got, like, fired for that movie. Lois Lane got her role minimized. So, a lot of, like, back-end horrible deals were happening, and that's why Lois, Margot, I think is her name, who plays her, is not in like the majority of the film. Like the bad guy's not Lex Luthor, the bad guy's like some random guy. And Richard Pryor was cast, which is a comedian, and I'm like, he's a great comedian, but it felt like a Richard Pryor movie, not a Superman movie. So yeah, I would not rewatch it. I felt it was like terribly cast, and because of that, it's just the script falls through. And okay, this might be a shock, but I watched the new Superman film. I could not even get through the whole thing. I thought it was that bad. And it wasn't the color palette. The color palette's fine. The CGI I didn't enjoy. And the casting in terms of the villains, again, was so bad. It's just like, I could not believe it. And it's just like so much propaganda was written into this film that I'm like, I cannot believe like kids are watching this, because the amount of like topics being thrown out here is like well above adult supervision level. And like, I just like, if you go back and watch the old ones, there's a bit of like that adult humor, but it's not so like aggressive. Also, they completely changed how Superman acts. Like, he used to be gentle and he used to be like have chivalry, and now he's just like yelling and like throwing hissy fits and being grumpy, and it's like, where I felt like they, like, none of them actors, the new actors of the new Superman film, I feel like they haven't watched the old films. They didn't do their homework. They literally, I bet they just got the job and they're like, oh, okay, we're making a new movie with a new director. But like, no, I think as an actor, you have to like pay tribute and homage to the first real ones. Anyway, you might disagree. You might have liked the new one. But we'll look through the trailer and things like that. But yeah, you love how campy Superman 3 is, and the subplot about Superman going bad. And you do get to see him like hook up with someone that he shouldn't and things like that. It does go and verge into like you said, like Superman going evil. There are some really funny things about it, but in terms of like, for me personally, rewatching it, I don't think I could. But anyway, that's just me. And we're all entitled to our opinions, and honestly, I'd love to see how you guys would rank these. So, that's a story for another day if you guys ever do a stream. Or you can join me on my Discord. I have a link down below. Okay. I have more. I was nerding out all month. Okay. All right. Let me run through this, because this is where we'll talk about the directors. Okay, so first, Richard Lester is the one that got okay, because it's my favorite film, we'll talk about him first. But first, it was Richard Donner. He got the first Superman film, and Richard Donner was the one that filmed both of these. But Richard Donner got fired halfway through, replaced by Richard Lester. Richard Lester, the guy who worked for the Beatles. He ended up creating an amazing cut of Superman 2, but later he creates a Superman 3, which flops big time, right? Superman 4 was directed by Sidney Furie, and I think he did a good job of bringing it back. So again, you have 1, 2, and 4, because 3 failed so miserably. I think Sidney did such a good job of bringing back Christopher Reeve, the full cast, the full love story, and like giving him a really great farewell movie and a beautiful tribute to like his entire career, basically. So well done. Okay, Zack Snyder, obviously, he's gone number 4 with the Justice League. To me, it doesn't beat the original Superman quadrilogy, but again, it is a fascinating film. And Bryan Singer directed Superman Returns. And again, I love that he kept a lot of the elements from the early movies. You ranked the movies on your channel a few weeks ago. Oh my god, okay, I will have a look. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, next would be Zack Snyder again. So Zack then ends up making a few movies that I'm not... Well, these were his first. But again, I liked Batman vs. Superman better than I liked Man of Steel. I think he did a fine job directing, but the producers were so bad and so terrible that they crashed the series with Superman 3. And I'm ranking James Gunn last. I think he did such a poor job of carrying the throne of like the heroes before him. I think he went way too like into his own like idea of what he enjoys, and it felt very like, this is me. Like, I don't know, I didn't even like the soundtrack. Like, the whole like punk rocker thing I thought was so out of left field. Like, could you imagine Christopher Reeve from the original movies listening to like punk rock? The dude like sat down and read like books. He's a freaking like a writer. He's a journalist. He cares more about the news than like punk rock. I mean, fine, like he's like more modernized, sure, but honestly, I'm like, it just felt like a personal dream of his that he, and it wasn't to me, and I don't know, again, I haven't read the comic books, but the way he directed Superman to act like aggressive, in terms of like yelling at Lois, which is like, what the hell? Yelling at her, acting like a man-child half the time, like just crying about this or that, being annoyed, being like, I have to save a dog now. Like, I don't even care about the dog, but, you know, the dog's alone. It's like, dude, what? Like, where is the Superman that used to, like, have manners and have chivalry and never cried, never, like, threw a tantrum about anything? Like, was this alpha male, like, like, the whole new Superman is, like, toxic masculinity. Like, I'm sorry. That's why I feel like it's propaganda. I'm like, are they trying to push this as, like, the new normal for men? Because 50 years ago, that would not fly. And, like, even back then, like, Lois was like, feminine. And she was gorgeous. But she wasn't, like, a stay-at-home. Like, she had her own career. Like, they were exploring feminism, but still keeping her elegant. Like, also, what's up with the new film that James Gunn directed? Lois is, like, bratty and, like, constantly arguing with Superman. And, like, dude, if you go back and watch the old ones, Lois is, like, yeah, she's a bit, like, pulls up front, but she's respectful. And she's incredibly in love with Superman to the point, like she's, like, starstruck. I feel like that completely, like, went off the wayside. And again, I'm like, are they trying to push this as, like, a normal relationship? Because that's not normal. Oh my god, I'm like, I just couldn't believe it. Superman Theory says, you're doing a wonderful job for this live. I don't agree with some rankings, but all film and art is subjective. That's the beauty of it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that comment. Because again, I should probably pick up some comics. Senna says, Andrew O'Toole played Clark's crush in Smallville. Oh my gosh, wait, that's a lot. Sorry. I will get back to you on that one. There is a Supergirl from 1984 that is the same continuity as Christopher Reeve's Superman films. Oh, okay. Interesting. I should watch that because there is going to be a new Supergirl film. And Andrew said, so contrived and pretentious, can't stand James Gunn, really. Honestly, yeah, so contrived and pretentious is perfect word for it. It's like he wanted to damage the film on purpose. And I can't believe I've been scrolling on Instagram and everybody has such good things to say about it, but I'm like shaking the phone going like, guys, have you not watched the original series? Like, I feel like this new generation of Superman fans, this is all they know. They only know James Gunn or Zack Snyder, which fair enough. But I was like, whose side am I on? And I'm like, oh, like, it's either Zack Snyder or James Gunn. And I'm just like, where's the Richard, what's his name? Richard Lester, like, fans? Like, I'm on the Richard Lester side, like, sorry. But out of Zack Snyder and James Gunn, I 100% agree with the Zack Snyder fans. Even though James Gunn did a great job with color palette, like, it's bright, it's stunning, the CGI is so bad that it renders all of that just, like, complete disaster. The CGI in acting and casting, other than a few here and there. By the way, I'm loving the stream. Gordon to subscribe. Oh, thanks. I do stream every month. I try to hit, like, the monthly topics. Sometimes I'll go do books and stuff, but yeah. I do prepare, like, for 4 weeks so I can, like, properly give it a review. All right, so next, I don't even know what I have next. I, like, made this and I am surprising myself. Okay, oh, this is my favorite actors list. Again, I'm so sorry, Christopher. I love you. I pray for you. You're the best actor on this planet. I misspelled your name. I can't change it right now. But yeah, it is Christopher Reeve. He did do the best. 4 brilliant movies. Unfortunately, like, so many things happened in his life that he was unable to continue. Then I would say I don't think Brandon Routh was like the perfect fit physically. However, his acting skills like boost him up to number 2 in my opinion. Because what matters most as an actor is how you portray yourself. And it felt like Brandon did his homework. He copied Christopher Reeve's acting style, demeanor. He kept, like, it's set in the modern day, but he kept that same Superman that we love, that is respectful, that is romantic. And I feel like he's the last one out of the major movies that's kept that. And that's why I rank him that high. Oh my god, Christopher Reeve appeared in Smallville as a different character. I didn't know that. That's actually really cool. Okay, Tom Welling did such a great job too in Smallville. He is like physically perfect for Superman, and I think he does a good job too of portray. But obviously it's television, so it's a bit different. But he is respectful. He is like everything that we've seen before. So I will include him as the 3rd. But okay, David, I'll only rank him 4th because he looks the part. He looks perfect, actually. I would have probably ranked him as number 2 had his acting skills not been so poorly. It's either his acting or the directing, but I think it's a bit of both. I think he's a new actor, and I don't know, probably the directing more than anything. But I feel like as an actor, you're allowed to push back. And if you don't like how you're being portrayed as your character, I feel like you should push back. And the fact that he didn't push back is what I'm like worried about. Oh my gosh. But yeah, as far as like David's role in Superman, he played this like incredibly toxic punk rocker, like annoying Superman. And while he does like nice things, everyone's pointing out, oh, he does nice things like help a squirrel in the middle of a battle. And I'm like, did you not see Superman 1 where he literally goes and saves a cat out of a tree? Like, that's not new. Like, that's not like, wow. Like, okay, that's fine. He did that, okay. They directed that. That's fine to include. But the fact is that after he goes save the cat, then he's complaining about, like, oh, I have to save the dog. Like, I hate this. Like, he's not a perfect dog. I'm just like, the real Superman wouldn't say that. And yeah, Andrew says, I'm not sure what the gun knows what punk is. Nice being punk is also not a new thing. Posy core, etc. 100%. Like if you listen to the soundtrack for one, and then isn't there a scene where he's like talking about his favorite bands? It's just like so cringe. I'm like, what? Oh god. Okay, Superman Theory said, I met Brandon Routh and Tom Welling a few weeks out of fanboy convention. Both were the kindest people. Oh my god. No way. I'm so curious how, well, I feel like Tom Welling did fine for himself. He got a whole 10 decade out of, you know, his lucrative career. But I do wonder how Brandon felt like being kind of fired after his only film, which I do feel bad because I think it was really good. And Henry Cavill, I ranked the lowest because I don't think he looks the part as much as the other guys. And he is very boring to me. Like, a very, like, dark, edgy, that's fine, but I just felt like he had no soul. There was no chemistry. There was like, I felt bored. So that's why I rank him that low. But yeah. So, hi Cable, nice to see ya. Alright. I got that out of my system. I was like, I'm glad you guys agree though. I thought I was going crazy going on Instagram. But you guys seem like real fans. You know what you're talking about. Okay, so the next would be the best Lois. And obviously it's Margot Kidder. She takes the throne. Like, nobody touches her. She is so good at what she does. And the role that she played, it's like nobody can be Lois ever again, in my opinion. Like, she smashed it. It's that confidence. It's that going after her career, but also being super in love. And yes, she smokes. She's unhealthy in some ways, but there's this whole scene in, I believe it's Superman 2, where she's like trying to have orange juice every single day to be healthier. So I really don't understand what happened with James Gunn's version of Lois, where Lois is now dumping like a pound of sugar in her coffee. I'm like, what? Like, which Lois are we talking about here? Because Lois over here is drinking orange juice every day, trying to be like super healthy. And Lois over here is drinking a pound of sugar in her coffee. I'm like, again, it's this elegance that she has. She's got feminism going on, but she still dresses properly at work. Like, she puts an effort to look good in her career. She's goes after this Pulitzer Prize award. And Lois over here, like, it feels like she's just an average, like, hates her job, like, wears whatever to work. Like, I'm just like, I don't get it. It's complete, like, reversal. And also she just hates Superman all of a sudden. She's like whenever she's with him at work or at home, and I'm just like, girl, like, you're meant to be in love with him. Why are you constantly like belittling him, emasculating him? Like, I don't get it. Anyway, Kate Bosworth did a great job, I think, as well, to carry it in Superman Returns, although she did get bad reviews. Amy Adams, I'm only putting her here. I think did not so great. She was obviously paired with Henry Cavill. They did not have chemistry. I felt like it was just very boring to watch them. But she did better than Rachel and Erica's from Smallville, in my opinion. So I'll put her there. I mean, Amy Adams is an established actress. That's why I also rank her that high, because of her accolades or whatever. Other than that, like, no. God, I miss Margot so much. And again, she got in trouble with the producers. That's why she was left out of Superman 3. She was left out. She's still in it, but only very briefly because of... I'm just proud of her for standing up to producers, too. Like, you rarely get that. Okay, as far as Lex Luthor... Gene Hackman all the way. Like, this man deserves... I don't know if he got any. I should probably look it up. But this man deserves, like, all the awards. Like, bless you. He smashed Lex Luthor. Like, devious, conniving, but not scary, not menacing. Like, he's funny. He listens. He's super smart, but it's this quirkiness. Like, he has banter. Like, that's the main thing about Lex, is that he's meant to have this, like, comedic style of, you know, being a villain. And nobody can outdo him to this day. Like, I don't know if it's because in the 70s and 80s, like, just the amount of work that went into, like, a movie, actors were just so much more performed back then. And I feel like the art of acting has since been lost, really, but because, oh God, he just does it so well. Smallville's Michael did a really good job, and I think a lot of us grew up with him as Lex too. And I think he kept elements of Jean's performance, and in the sense that he's not super evil. Like, he buys Clark Kent a car in the first episode, like they're bros for a while. That to me is like a good rendition. Like, he's nice. Jesse, I'm gonna put him third, although he does not look the part. And all I kept thinking with Jesse is because he played The Social Network. He played Mark Zuckerberg. I'm like sitting there watching Batman versus Superman or watching Justice League or whatever. And I'm going like, oh my god, this guy is it's literally like Mark Zuckerberg is in this universe. Like, I cannot separate them. But I guess that adds to the humor. Anyway, I feel like he did a good job of keeping the devious, like, banter not so scary. Like, yeah, if you keep that element, you're gonna rank high as Lex. What started to go wrong is here. I mean, Kevin Spacey, for one, is a disgraced actor, so I would rank him lower if I could. But at least he's an older actor and has a lot more experience than Nicholas Hoult. And because of that, I did rank him as 4 in Superman Returns. And he does keep an element of camaraderie and funniness, although primarily he's meant to be scary. Nicholas Hoult, I love him. I think he's such a great actor. I grew up watching Skins. He's great for a lot of roles, but this was not his role. And I feel like I heard this. I don't know how true it is, but I heard that Nicholas Hoult auditioned for the role of Superman and he didn't get it, so he got Lex Luthor instead. But man, my man, I do not know why you took this role. First of all, why are we watching such a young guy? I mean, Jesse's quite young too. But at least he brought the funniness and like the banter. Nicholas just played like this like one-minded villain. Like, he's literally just mean all the time, like angry, vicious, yelling, like scary. I'm like, what is this one-dimensional Luthor? Like, I did not understand it. Yeah, Gene is a great actor, says Alan. Hell yeah. CG says, if you can separate art from the artist, which we have to do with a lot of these actors, don't we? Kevin Spacey was a perfect Lex Luthor. He was a great mix of intimidating mastermind and morbidly funny. I almost put him as 3. I'm not gonna lie, I did. It was because Jesse's a bit funnier that I would want to watch him more on screen. But I think you're right. I think having the whole package in terms of looking the part, being the older guy, and still keeping it mildly humorous, I think you're absolutely right. Morbidly funny is a good term. And you felt disappointed by the new Lex Luthor. I like Nicholas in other films, but the new take on Lex felt too insecure and not intimidating enough. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, God. I don't know if the casting choice was on purpose to make us all mad or what, because I just don't get it otherwise. I don't get how so many producers just like, okay, greenlit that. It could have been, because David Corenswet, it looks the part quite well, and for Nicholas to just fail so miserably and being like the second main actor in that film is just, immediately tanks the whole premise that they were going for. Okay, Jimmy is an underrated character, but everyone's talking about him now. Sam Huntington from Superman Returns is the best Jimmy. I think he's brilliant. He keeps the photographer role. He's super nice. He's charming, and I think there's literally no faults to him. And then Aaron from Smallville looks the part too. I think he does a really good job. Who I didn't really like as much was Mark McClure for the original movies because I don't think it was his fault as much as the screenwriting and as much as the producers, because there's so many like tangents that this guy gets into in the films. Like, he breaks his leg at one point. I'm just like, this is so random. He interrupts the first kiss when I'm just like, you didn't need him there. Like, there's just parts where I'm like, why was this written this way? He's comes off more annoying than like funny or interesting. So yeah, I mean, but he still set the precedent, so there we go. CG says Jimmy Olsen often doesn't get enough screen time in the Superman films. Yeah, true. Hello. Hi, Patrick. Okay, the new one? I'm so confused. First of all, it took me a while to figure out he was Jimmy. Second of all, where is the camera? Did I miss it? Do I have to go back and watch it? Like, is he a photographer? Like, why is Eve more of a photographer than him? Like, did they just remove that? I don't know. He got a lot more screen time in this movie, almost a bit too much, to the point that he was carrying a lot of the weight in terms of the plot. And I don't know, it just felt very left field with this casting. Yeah, I didn't understand it. I don't know about you guys. Okay, and the worst was Michael Cassidy's rendition in Batman vs. Superman, because I watched it and I didn't even realize he was there half the time. Also, again, it's a very much more serious movie. I think in that timeline, he's like a CIA agent or something weird. Like, just way too serious of a Jimmy rendition. So I was like, no. Okay. So let's talk about the one good thing that Man of Steel got right, and it's Jor-El. I mean, Russell Crowe as Jor-El is top tier. I was about to just like snooze through the entire film until I saw the opening, because I did not have high expectations. But then it opens with Russell Crowe and Man of Steel, and I'm like, yes, yes, that is such a good rendition for Jor-El. Like, they smashed it with that. Thank you. Thank you for choosing Russell Crowe, because we got a really good Jor-El. Marlon Brando, great actor. I think he's in the Godfather films, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, this like insanely talented actor. But again, doesn't get much screen time. I think the problem with him is the script with the first films, because, okay, if one thing Man of Steel did get right is like they really tried to work the script of what happens on their home planet Krypton, because in the first quadrilogy it's very vague and you're almost like angry, like, why the hell are they destroying? First of all, why are they exiling him? Why are they like just letting the planet get destroyed? Like, it's too many plot holes. But in this one, it felt a lot more like they tried to address those questions. And, okay, Krypton in the first quadrilogy is, like, super bare. It's, like, basically all ice for the most part. Like, there's almost nothing there. And you're just like, how do they live here? Like, there's nothing. They live in ice. And it's not even ice. I don't even know what it is. Crystals. It almost seems like they do nothing with their days, but in this rendition of Krypton, there's like technology, there's creatures, there's a lot more like high-tech civilization that actually makes sense. And so I think that's one thing that I really like about that. Yeah, Patrick says Russell Crowe was awesome. But you, oh my god, CG loves Marlon Brando. You have to tell me why, because I almost ranked him lower if these weren't worse, if that makes sense. Okay, Julian, I just seen pictures of him, but I think pictures-wise, he does a good job. And Bradley Cooper was a terrible choice for Jor-El. Who let that happen? I'm like, no, what? Okay, he's obviously in there just very subtly, like it's like a hologram of him. But even then, like the father and mother duo for Superman, the new one, it just doesn't make sense. Again, no chemistry, it just feels very off-putting. They're too young and they've got no soul. Like, it just feels so fake and phony and like forced. And I'm like, God, what the hell is Bradley Cooper in? Like, what movies are Bradley Cooper in? Let me look that up. What movies is Bradley Cooper in? Because I'm just like, doesn't he do comedy films? Am I going crazy? What does he do? Because I just felt like, no way. No way. No. Bradley Cooper film. Oh my god. Do you guys know? I could probably look it up really quick on Google. Silver Linings Playbook, which I had not seen. Okay, so he does do some dramatic roles, but it's like these really like Academy Awards forced dramas. A Star is Born. No. Hated that one. Oh, I guess he's in The Hangover. Okay, so he does have his... Okay, he's great in the comedy. He did Limitless, and he was okay in that one. He's more of a comedy guy. So to put him in, like, a serious role like this just felt so offbeat. I mean, literally put Russell Crowe and Bradley Cooper next to each other. Like, come on. Come on. Like, there's just no freaking, like, way that Bradley Cooper will ever beat Russell Crowe at Jor-El. So Marlon Brando's Jor-El was a fantastic mentor for Superman, and his acting is really emotional and impactful. Yeah, true, yeah. He does sell it. Let's say that. And I do love, like, the part where he's training him and, like, mentoring him through, like, the conception of the universe and what he's there for. Yeah, he has that cadence. Okay, so Jor-El, right? We got him. Let's see who I put next. Oh yeah, Perry White is obviously the owner of the Daily Planet. Is that it? Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry. Jackie Cooper, amazing, stellar, like the best. He's bossy, but he's nice. Like, he's not crude, he's not boring, he's not mean. He actually really cares about everyone that he's hired, and he cares about journalistic integrity. He's always, like, pushing his team to do better, but in, like, a supportive way. And it's just like that 70s 80s humor that of, like, the boss that you just can't replicate nowadays, because that kind of, like, newspapers are kind of old now. Like, that doesn't really exist anymore. So I think he nailed it in the era, because they were, like, writing on typewriters. Like, if you watch the first Superman, it's 1978, they're writing on typewriters. Like, you just don't get that anymore. Like, in the new ones, they're all, like, on the newest computers. And I think that's all been lost. But that encapsulates what that scene is meant to be. So nobody's ever going to touch Jackie Cooper's rendition. Okay, I ranked Lawrence Fishburne this high because obviously Morpheus from The Matrix, like, come on, you're one of the greatest actors of all time. So to be casted in Man of Steel, I think is interesting. I didn't like how serious he played it and how, like, annoyed he was half the time. And he kept, like, griping. And again, like, the whole entire cast of Man of Steel was just exactly like that. I didn't like that. But I ranked him high just because of his acting career. I didn't mind the new Superman, Wendell Pierce, sorry. But I do think that Michael McKean and Frank Langella did all right as well. Like, none of them were terrible, if that makes sense. Like, wait, so CG says, I like Frank Langella as Skeletor in Masters of the Universe. I wish he got to do more as Perry White. Yeah, the only reason I ranked him that low, and he nailed the comedy, I will say that, but he's only in there for, like, 1 or 2 scenes. Like, that's why it's, like, it's hard to really judge him. But honestly, it wasn't too bad. Maybe I need to know more about him, because I felt he was just a random guy, but it does seem he has more acting career than I have. But yeah, he could have done better if he was funnier. Yeah, but it's just, you, like, get so excited seeing, like, Lawrence on the screen. You're like, oh, fucking Morpheus, yeah, hell yeah. Every time I see him, no matter what movie, it's just like, fuck yeah. So that's why I rank him that high. I'm just like, hell yeah, you're awesome. I don't even care, like, if you don't do the role well. It's just you as a person. It's so awesome. Okay, so everyone's gushing about this new Eve, but they forget that Eve was in the first films, and she's gorgeous. And I think she smashed it way better because she's, again, she retains female elegance, like femininity, like, and there's also like a romance. There was a romance between her and Lex. Her and Lex had an actual romance, and she was fine. She like talked back to him, and she was dominant in her way. But the new relationship is like Sarah's actually being in a really toxic situation, and Lex is actually hurting her, and there's no love, there's no romance, and I'm like, why are we watching like a really scandalous, toxic situation play out on screen where this woman, she needs to be rescued like me? And obviously that's, spoiler alert, a huge part of the new Superman film plot. But I'm like, back in the, like, she was a lot more like layered, like there's more complexity in her character, and she even kisses Superman, like, sorry, again, spoiler. But she has this whole inner dilemma of like, you really get to watch that play out of like, oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. Why can't I get with a good guy? But it's not out of pity. Like, you don't pity her. Like, she's making her own choices. And here in the new one, she's like, girl, I pity you. Like, I'm scared for your life. Like, you're with an abuser. Like, leave immediately. So yeah, that's why I didn't like. I don't like forced, toxic gunk of a relationship. But as a character, she is absolutely underrated. Because she does help save the plot both times. And the Justice League, okay. So here's my favorites ranked. So Wonder Woman obviously is at the top. Gal Gadot does a really good job, although a lot of people do meme her acting style. I thought it was really convincing. And obviously these are all Zack Snyder's like directing and costume, and it's all very believable. Like, I actually believe that they are superheroes, which is really difficult to do. I think a lot of the recent films, they struggle with like making it convincing even with all the CGI going on. Batman was so awesome too. What was his name? He's so famous. Why am I blanking right now? Who plays Batman in Justice League? He's so famous. Why am I blanking? Ben Affleck. Oh, of course. Ben Affleck plays Batman, and he does a really good job. I've not seen the other Batmans to compare. Maybe that should be a whole nother stream, but I really enjoyed it. Cyborg is so much cooler than, what is the Marvel version? Iron Man. Like, Iron Man is a total joke after watching Cyborg. I'm just like, what, dude? Like, you're a multimillionaire that has cool technology. I mean, like, dude, this guy was made from alien technology. I mean, he was revitalized from alien tech. He can hack into anything, and I think that's awesome. He's also got a lot of depth in the movie. Like, you see it play out. The Flash is kind of a ripoff from the Marvel one, or I don't know which one came first. I don't know. Either way, it just seems too similar. Like, they're both funny and like a bit like annoying on purpose. But I feel like the Marvel one does better at conveying that. Aquaman, I rank lowest because I do like the Atlantean lore, and actually I am writing about Atlantis. But I'm just like, what is his story? I don't get it. Like, he's got daddy issues, mommy issues, but it doesn't really explain them. He's just mad for no reason. Like, also he like barely does anything like the entire movie. Like powers wise, he doesn't have that many, and in terms of like helping save the world, he doesn't do that much. So low ranking. And then I also ranked the new movies, Justice Gang. Mr. Terrific, obviously everybody's talking about him. Then I was like, I don't like any of the others, but if I had to choose Green Lantern, conveyed it best. Hawk Girl's costume was so bad. It was literally falling apart. I'm like, how is this convincing? Like, you can tell she's just an actress wearing a costume. Like, also, it's just a terrible superhero idea. And Metamorpho creeped me the F out. Like, and that's when I started turning off the new movie. I was like, I don't care if this is a comic book character. Like, I don't know if it was a directing or what. It just felt disturbing. I was disturbed. And I could not believe kids are watching this. I'm like, this would give me nightmares as an adult. I can't even imagine as a kid watching this. Like, no. Okay, so that's it for now. I do have some controversy stuff, but I do want to get into the videos first. So let's switch over to that. And here we go. Okay, so in terms of the videos, I have another one planned. It is an introduction. Superman is out in theaters tonight, and I've got my merch on. I'm a new fan. I just recently started watching the older movies, starting from 1978, the original quadrilogy. And I'm obsessed. I know I'm late to the conversation, but Superman is the greatest superhero movie of all time. I mean, what else could a girlie want? It's got alien lore.
You are here for a reason.
Most things I can do.
It's got the greatest romance story.
Miss, I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
Good evening, Miss Lane.
Should we get started with the interview? Oh, thank you. Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't, but if I did, Miss Lane, you'd be the first to know about it. I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
Oh, good night!
Hi, can I come in?
Oh, yeah. Some blush on.
Sleeping arrangements.
Mr. Smith,
Uh-huh.
the complimentary couch.
Right. We better talk.
I'm in love with you.
We really better talk. She's everything I want in life. I love her.
He's got all the best powers combined.
It is forbidden for you to interfere with human history.
And it's about saving the world.
Effective immediately, I'm going to rid our planet of all nuclear weapons.
Plus, during the day, he's a news reporter, which means he's a great writer.
Well, don't you watch television?
Well, actually, I don't really enjoy television, Mr. White. There's too much violence. I was just reading Dickens.
I'm giving him the city beat.
Chief, that's my beat.
Not only does he have a snappy, punchy prose style, but he is, in my 40 years in this business, the fastest typist I've ever seen.
And he's seriously handsome. Move over, Marvel. I'm a DC girly now. Okay, so you get the point. I'm obsessed. But yeah, I want to run through the actual movies now because I have done a lot of work in clipping this stuff. Oh my god, sorry, that was really loud. But, okay. I'm gonna talk through it. Maybe I'll put it a bit lower.
I ask you now to pronounce judgment on those accused.
Okay, so the first one.
Chief architect of this intended revolution and author of this insidious plot to establish
does start off quite slow. It does take a while to get used to, and it does introduce the villains right away. You do see Marlon Brando as Jor-El, but you have to stick through it because it gets better. It's a bit tacky with like the villains getting caught up in space, and again, it's very confusing. That's why I feel like Man of Steel did a better job of like fleshing out this world, because okay, here like the other people are telling Jor-El or Superman's dad like, why are you telling us the planet's about to blow up? You're the best scientist, but why should we believe you? You should be exiled. And you're just kind of like, what is going on? Like, dude, can't you see that the planet's about to blow up? Like, why don't you trust him? You know what I mean? I'm just like, what? So yeah, this gets flushed out in Man of Steel quite well, but for it being the 1970s, I mean, the set design is insane. Like, the costumes are really cool. They're like fluorescent. The casting, again, is incredible. Like, you actually believe that they're mother and father, and she's gorgeous. I mean, come on, she does a great job. So they're about to send their baby, which I was told, I actually didn't know this right away, but obviously it's like a metaphor to Moses being sent in a carriage. So that happens. You see the crossover between like the bad guys floating in space. They get the comeback in the second movie, but for now, like, they're not the bad guys. So this is the iconic scene where he actually crashes down, and like I think it's the best portrayal because it's convincing. Like, a lot of the other ones, every Superman film does this differently. That's like the main thing. Like Smallville, he like destroys half the town. Like, there's like people that get hurt by it. Like Lex Luthor's running around. Like, that's that rendition. This one feels like simple, but I think it's like to the point. Like, nobody gets hurt. Like, they're out in the middle of nowhere. His foster parents find him, and voila. In Man of Steel, I'm pretty sure he like crashes down on their farm, which is a bit different because look, they're driving, so they're not on the actual farm. So yeah, anyway, they all do it differently, but I think this is my favorite one. And the high school version of Clark and of Lana is so endearing too, and it really throws me back to like my father's time, because he grew up in this era of like, gosh, like the American high school. Look at that, like, that is so cool. It's the first time we really get to see him like he obviously wants to join the football team. This scene is insane. Like, this practical effect of him trying to run faster than the train is so awesome. And it's got that lighthearted, almost like rom-com feel to it that we kind of lose in Zack Snyder's version. And the foster dad and son complex is like perfect. Like, he's not annoying. Like, Zack Snyder's version of the foster dad is like so condescending, but this guy's got like, he's understanding, he's wise beyond his years. And also there's a lot of renditions of how this goes down. Like in this one, he passes away early, and others like I don't know. There's all types of stories. God, I could not believe the new parents in the 2025 version. I was like, why are they so stupid? Like, he actually has them. Fine, he gives them like a southern accent, but he makes them stupid. Like, I'm just like, this is not funny. The set design here is so beautiful. Like, you could just rewatch this over and over and just appreciate like the stunning beauty of cinematography, because again, they filmed this on actual cameras back then.
I'm Jor-El.
And here's that acting by Marlon Brando.
Come with me now, my son.
That whole, like, oh god, the script is just stunning. Like,
Your powers will far exceed those of mortal. It is forbidden for you to interfere with human history. Rather let your leadership stir others to.
I'm gonna move my camera here. Okay. So again, the typewriters that we were talking about earlier. There's Jimmy. The first time that Clark sees Lois is charming.
Yeah, so is a lady wrestler with a foreign accent. Olsen, why am I paying you $40 a week when I should have you arrested for loitering? Go get Mr.
Kent.
No, it's a spring, man. Move, kid, move. Right, Chief.
See, he's nice to Kent.
Right, Chief. And don't call me Sugar. Lois, why don't you take Kent out to meet everybody, huh? Sure. Just introduce him around. He's starting with the paper today. I'm giving him the city beat.
Chief, that's my beat.
Lois, Clark Kent may seem like just a
We
mild
watched
man.
There
that.
are very few people left in the world who feel comfortable saying that word.
What word?
Swell.
Really? Oh, I thought it was kind of natural.
You're really sick.
Sick
Okay, so here we get
Sick one of your
the
days when executing the
Lex
crime of the century.
Luthor.
How do you choose to congratulate the greatest criminal mind of our
He's so
time?
freaking badass.
Do you tell me that I'm brilliant? Oh, no. That would be too obvious. I grant you.
Miss Teschmacher, when I was 6 years old, my father said to me,
Get out.
before that,
That
he said,
laugh,
"Son,
that like
stocks may rise and fall. Utilities and transportation.
no
systems may
other
collapse.
guy, no
People
other
are
guy
no
who's
damn
played
good.
Lex has ever
But they
done.
always need land, and they'll pay through the nose.
And have you guys noticed that they reused a lot of these sound bites for Lex's character in is it Man? Oh, whoever played Kevin Spacey.
Park Avenue address.
Whatever film Kevin Spacey. I think Superman Returns.
Sunshine. A night on the town instead of under it.
Later.
See, this romance. Actual romance between Eve and Lex.
Excuse me. That's a bad outfit. Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me.
So immediately she's like stricken by him. In the new one, she would be like, "Ugh, you're Superman." But like, look at her. She's like in love at first sight.
A friend. Bye. I'd listen to this man.
So then he goes around doing good things. Oh, but this is my favorite scene.
Well, let's start with
Oh my god. I just like,
No, I'm not.
I'll be right back because it's so good.
No, I don't. But if I did, Miss Lane, you'd be the first to know about it.
Oh my god. It's the acting here. Look at that
Over
acting.
21.
My
I
god.
see. You don't want anyone to know how old. Okay. And how big are you? How tall are you?
About 6'4".
6'4". And how much do you weigh?
Around 225.
225. I assume then that the rest of your bodily functions are normal.
Sorry, beg your pardon?
Well, putting it delicately. Do you?
The chemistry. I'm dying.
True
Oh my god. So good.
that you can see through anything,
Yes, I can. Oh, well, pretty much.
and that you're totally impervious to pain?
Well, so far.
What color underwear am I wearing?
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, I embarrassed you, didn't I?
Oh, no.
I did.
No, not at all, Miss Lane. It's just that this platter must be made of lead.
Yes, it is so.
Oh, you see, I sort of have a problem seeing through lead.
Do you have a first name?
What do you mean, like Ralph or something?
No, I mean like,
Pink.
Huh?
Pink. Sorry, Miss Lane. I didn't mean to embarrass you.
Oh, you didn't embarrass me. What's your background? Where do you hail from?
Okay,
It's,
so
Kinda hard
this
to
was
explain,
like
See, I'm
cinema, the height of cinema. I mean, the acting, the chemistry, like they picked actors who genuinely loved each other too. You can tell through their eyes. Like the script was amazing. Like it was adult humor yet it was nuanced. Like, it wasn't aggressive. It felt like you can watch it and not feel like irked by it. And just like that smile, like, good Lord, this man knows how to work the camera. Like, just when he like looks at her like that. I mean, this is what an interview should look like. This is what real masculinity is. And I just look at that, like, this acting, like, round of a freaking applause. Like, dude, like, thank you, Christopher Reeve, for like having like just smashed it out the park in this role. There will be nobody ever like you. And I think if you're gonna play Superman, you gotta do your homework and you gotta freaking study him. He's a master. Like, these little, like, he's smiling with his eyes. Like, he didn't need to do this hand gesture, but he probably did that on his own or something. And it's like those little things that you can tell he's just like perfect. I really want to show you the contrast now. We're gonna skip a few movies, but I just really want to show you the contrast now with what's going on with the new Superman trailer.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
What is this? First of all, he's now full of himself. Lois was like, you'd let me interview you. And he's like, sure. But in the first one, he literally goes to her balcony, and before her asking, he's like, oh, I heard that you might be needing an interview, my lady. like that. And then in this one, he's like, I'm like, where's this self-absorbed narcissism from? There's even a scene where she catches him talking in third person. He goes, Superman wouldn't do that. And she's like, why are you talking in third person? And I'm like, yeah, like, what is this self-absorbed narcissist, toxic, like, teenager of a punk, like, doing? Like, this is meant to be a grown man, like, who has morals and values to uphold. But that all went out the window because now his foster parents are like clueless, like from the farm in Kansas, but have like no values. And he's now like doesn't care about being an actual man, apparently. But yeah, it's just like, oh, it gets even worse because he's about to start yelling at her.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might.
It's a lot of fire.
It's a lot.
What is this talk back already? He's like
Today, the
annoyed with her.
Said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
Oh my god, dude! Like, where's the flirtation?
Fact, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm.
What is that? Escalated quickly. Can you imagine Christopher Reeve doing this? This is how you're gonna be. Like, I can't believe you're asking me this, Lois. Like, how dare you? I'm just like, what? This is what they expect boyfriends and male husbands to be now, just like, and what they expect women to be like. I'm just like, they've normalized the toxicity so much that now people think this is normal. Worse, I've seen people go on Instagram and defend this. They're like, I'm so glad that we finally got an angry Superman. I'm like, you are being programmed right now. Like, do not defend this. This is not normal behavior. This is not okay. This is bad acting. Like, if you go to theater and you take one class of theater, this is what you would see in your first Theater 101 class. It's like people trying to be in a relationship, but all they can do is yell at each other because that's what they think a relationship is. Yeah, Andrew says if Chris Reeve did that, we'd like be like, whoa, is this villain Superman? Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Oh my God. I wish This could be broadcast to people who like I can't see it for what it is.
One being interviewed.
Oh my gosh, she is so look at those crazy eyes. First of all, I just don't understand her casting as Lois. I just don't get it. Then the whole modern woman annoyed, like not in love with him. She's not in love. This woman hates him. She despises him. She almost outs him at work and everything. I'm just like, oh, they both need to break up.
Superman. Did you consider?
Oh my god! Look at him. I can't with it. I can't with Lex either. It's just so tacky. Dude has like 0 dimensions to him. And wait, did you say that 𝓬𝓵𝓬𝓻𝓸 is also a very bad actor? Yes, that's probably the larger issue. Yeah, bad actor, bad directing. Just like, I really don't think he's seen any of the old movies. Actually, I watched a clip. He got asked, who's your favorite actor who ever played Superman? And he said the guy from Smallville. So how could you choose the guy from Smallville over freaking Christopher Reeve? Like, that says it all to me. Like, I'm sorry, like, what? You're choosing a TV actor. Oh, that's it. He chose a TV actor over like the original. How are you all right in the mind? Like, are you okay, David? Like, go back and watch those older films. I think they might do you some good.
Seemingly acting as a representative of the United States.
I wasn't
I'm doing good.
Bro is having an absolute meltdown. Bro does not know how to hold it together. Like, he is just oh my god, dude. I've never seen someone lose their mind like this. Look at that. This is meant to be the love of his life. And he is berating her to the ground. Like, oh my god, dude. Like, what a night and day difference. You pull up that photo I just showed you of Christopher Reeve going, it's night and day, dude. Like, come on. Like, oh my god. Sorry, David. You've done a disservice. I really hope that, God, something changes, because
I wasn't representing anybody except for me. And
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
people were going to die.
yeah, people were going to die in all the films, but still Christopher held it together, dude. Dude was dealing with freaking nuclear arms race, like that literal end of the world, and he still held it together. He stopped like 2 missiles hitting at the same time at once by turning back time. Christopher Reeve turned back time, dude. He saved people from dying by turning back the world. He literally went so fast around the earth that he turned back time and saved people from dying. But this guy is losing his absolute goddamn mind and doesn't have the power to turn back time anymore. I'm just like, oh my god. Dude, it's not that serious. Like, you have all the powers in the world, dude. Like, calm down, dude. Oh my god, sorry. I'm going absolute mental. Okay. Where were we? God, it's so bad. I know she was from the comic book characters, but I thought this was so tacky. The dog was just like, it's not funny. Like, they were just being mean. Lex looks ridiculous. Also, Lex likes wearing wigs, so I don't know why that's gone out the window all of a sudden. They're like obsessed with him being bald, and I'm just like, dude used to have a wig collection that was like insane. Not anymore. Oh, now suddenly they're like, oh, we love each other again. Sure, Jan. Sure, Jan. You can barely see see any chemistry here. Like,
that's what makes you who you are.
What is this dad, dude? Come on. The disrespect to the original casting. Oh my god. The only thing I'll give it credit is that the colors were nice. Like, that's the only thing I like. Otherwise, I could not finish the film. Like, and if I had paid for a ticket, I would be sad and I would have walked out because that's just not worth it. Like, no. Okay. I want to run through some of the other ones. I think I saw Superman 2. I actually like the Phil Lester version better. I know somebody commented on it. Eric, you preferred the Donner cut. I did like some parts of the Donner cut. In fact, the beginning where she draws on the newspaper and starts to realize that it's him. But I felt like the scene where she shoots him was a bit too intense. If you don't know what we're talking about. So in this movie, the Superman 2, oh god, I put up 3. In Superman 2, Lois starts realizing that he might be Superman. And of course, we get the badass General Zod as actors. See, there's her trying to be healthy, even though she smokes. There's the moon awesome scene. Okay, and then the scene is where they start to like realize that and this was different. So there's 2 cuts, like Eric said. There's a Lester cut, which is this one, and there's the Donner cut. But I like the Lester cut because I prefer the way, personally, I prefer the way that she starts to realize that it's him. So first of all, it's really funny. Like you get this like intimate setting, like very 70s, even though this is already the 80s. Like, you get this comedy, saves the day. But I like this scene where she like tries to prove that it's, so she's now curious that, okay, the whole thing about Clark Kent and Superman is that obviously he has a double persona. I didn't know that these glasses have powers. So this whole time I was watching the old movies going like, why can't they just see it's him? He looks exactly the same. But apparently the glasses, they tell you this in the new movie, his glasses have some sort of magic effect so that it distorts your reality. So she thinks she's seeing somebody else when he has these glasses on. Anyway, she's starting to piece together the pictures, and this is the Lester cut that she starts to find out by taking chances. And in this scene, he accidentally puts his hand in fire, and she starts to realize, you are Superman. So I thought this was a lot more romantic and intimate than the Donner cut, but that's just me. Yeah, I love this scene too, where he like finally reveals himself. So I'll let it play.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have anything to be sorry about. I don't know why I did that.
Maybe you wanted to.
I don't think I did.
Well, maybe you didn't want to with your mind, but maybe you wanted to with your heart.
We better talk.
I'm in love with you.
Whoa, look at that
You really
acting.
better talk.
Whoa. Oh my God. He's a genius.
I'm listening.
Just like the
We
way,
can't talk here.
like
Harry's gonna be
years,
calling about 6.
God, look how charming he is. The new one would be like, you love me? Oh my God. The new guy can't like pull off this much grace to save a life. So charming, never loses his cool. Like he's always just like that alpha male that all women deserve. Anyway, he's being super romantic now. And then meanwhile, the planet's about to get like, these are like such great bad guys because they're like super powerful, but they're not vicious. Like they let you get close to them. They let you go on air and things like that. Like they're not evil just to be evil. I feel like a lot of these new villains are like always aggro, like exactly Nicholas Holt's representation of Lex Luthor. Like you don't always have to be on edge or aggro to be a villain. Like you can be like these guys who hold their cool and they're like they have this calm demeanor of like, yeah, I'm evil, yeah, I'm gonna rule the world, but I don't have to be like yelling all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like they played this so well, and they have like super mega powers that they try to coerce the president and all. They basically try to rule the world. Meanwhile, Superman is willing to give up all his powers to marry the Lois as a mortal, and he actually, you know, I won't spoil it, but anyway, towards the end, he does get to save the world. And then they're in this like weird situation where she can't know it's really him in order to save her life. So he kisses her so that she forgets. And that's been gone now from the new ones. Now in the new ones, like in Zack Snyder's and in James Gunn's version, that's gone out the window. Now it's like they know each other and they're allowed to be together, but the chemistry is totally gone. So I don't know what's worth. I don't know. It's like, if you're gonna kill the chemistry like that, might as well have them forget each other. You know what I mean? The third one is just so silly. Again, it's got the same actors, but then it's Lana. Lois exits the picture again. Situations with the producer, and then in the meanwhile, we got a new bad guy. This guy, and Richard Pryor, who's now like been hired to do these evil things. So he's kind of like an anti-hero. And it does, I think somebody called it like campy. I think that's the perfect word. And again, Richard Lester did a good job of directing this. Like you can still feel the same vibe of the first two in terms of the set design and like some of the acting. But it's just the script and the producers that really flopped this one like really bad. Like I felt bored. That's why I ranked it so low. And Superman 4 is when it picks back up. I mean, we honestly get back to like the good beginnings of like Clark and Lois being in love and him saving the world. I think this is one of the most powerful Superman speeches.
I can't stand idly by and watch us stumble into the madness of possible nuclear destruction. And so I've come to a decision. I'm going to do what our governments have been unwilling or unable to do. Effective immediately, I'm going to rid our planet of all nuclear weapons.
I cried at this scene. Like, it's the epitome of his acting career, I think. He's just such an angel on earth and like in the best way possible. Oh my god. Sorry, I pirated this, so there's some ads on here that are just like, whoa. Sorry about that, you guys. Had to be honest there, but it's like that's why those images are there, because they're ads on the site. Oh my god. But that's the only way you can get these videos anyway. I'm probably gonna be copyright stricken anyway at the end of this, so okay, 2006 Superman Returns. It's honestly great. I enjoyed it, but again, it's different in the sense that it's a bit more Lex Luthor being annoyingly boring. But in terms of Jimmy did so well. Brendan Ruth does a good job of bringing it back. And I think Lois and Superman have that chemistry again. Like, they actually love each other. He's nice. Again, he's so nice. He's just nice again. He's not bratty or annoying or, like, toxic male. So, good job. Okay, in terms of Man of Steel, this is where it felt like it just deviated from the plot completely. The only good thing is, again, we do see... God, why am I blanking on his name right now? Oh my god, let me look it up really quick, because he's from Gladiator, isn't he? God, what's his name? One second.
Give me control of the Codex. I will ensure the survival of our race.
Russell Crowe. Oh my god, why was I blanking on so hard? General Zod is scarier now. Like, he's lost that freaking like like grace that the earlier Superman 2 version had. He's like unnaturally scary, and that detracts from the depth of the character. But in terms of like filming, God, Krypton, the planet, I think this is well thought out. It looks more like realistic, like a futuristic society, if that makes sense. Thanks for dropping his name in the comments, by the way. I was like, what the hell is his name? You saw Superman Returns with your grandfather, who's a real life Superman to me, so I have a soft spot. Hell yeah. And I think what this Man of Steel, this is the only thing I like, was the beginning, was Russell Crowe. Because other than that, it gets so like, oh god, the acting here is so bad. The foster dad, we talked about this, you have to conceal yourself. Where is that like father son, like, oh, I care about you? No. And then, okay, this Lois being in the middle of the Antarctica and him meeting her this way, I'm like, what? This is so random. Oh god, like, there's Morpheus. Lawrence Fishburne. Again, he's being a bit too mean. Amy Adams being alright. She's a good actress, but again, just not perfect for Lois. And most of this is just a bit of like angst, and you don't get to see the typical story of like Superman going into the Daily Planet and them having like, it just feels so off script and so random. And then the military, like, everything's just like ultra, like, it feels just like a freaking war movie or something. The chemistry is just so off. I was so bored. Like, no way in hell I would rewatch this. Okay, 2016. Batman vs. Superman, I'd say is like, okay, again. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is hilarious. At least he's not like the new Lex who's just angry all the time. At least he's got that charm, although he's way too young to be playing Lex.
You know, Dad was born in East Germany. He grew up eating
it's like, I just can't. So yeah, it's boring. Like, you do get to see Gal Gadot at some point, but it's just like, whatever. And that's the end of that. It's just too, like, grim, man. All right. So I won't play it anymore because I will definitely get a strike for the Justice League, but I think I can play photos. So, oh god. I'm just going to scrub through it. So, as far as, like, Justice League, this is the best scene, is like the fact that they take it back to like the beginning with the storyline and talk about the Amazonians, because she's an Amazonian, and it's not from the Amazon like Brazil, it's like the ancient Greek Anatolian culture, whereas like she lives on this magical island full of female warriors, and they fight together with like so these are the female warriors, and they fight with the Atlanteans, whatever. So that was pretty sick. And again, it has that like 300 feel to it. But then, yeah, like further on, you get the point. Like they recruit Superman to fight the bad guys. It's pretty awesome. And we've watched the new Superman. So I think what's left is I do have some commentary towards the end. So I think here it is. Okay, so this is how much it made: 125 million to 100. Oh God, what is it called? 125 million in 48 hours, and that's more than the last 4 DC films. However, okay, if you look at the next thing, it's the results over like the entire Superman franchise, and it's done poorly apparently. So 430 million compared to 609 for Superman Returns, 902 for Henry Cavill's Man of Steel. And then I'm surprised it just didn't do as well, but I'm assuming because the infrastructure wasn't, like, obviously the movie theaters weren't as popular back in the 70s and 80s. So that's why I'm assuming those didn't do as well in their box office. But yeah, super woke, 430 mil. Not looking good in terms of, like, the other Superman films, but I guess that's the best in terms of, like, Superman freaking franchises, if that makes sense. As the latest Superman films. Yeah, again, the cast is just, they're doing a really good marketing online, I will say that, but it just feels so forced. Yeah, okay. It just, like, or it's not selling it just because you have a cool set. Like, and it is a comic book movie, but even, like, if I look at these pictures, like, that is not that. I mean, what is that? I'm sorry, but, like, that, these robots did not sell it for me. I get it that it's from the comics, but these look way more badass. The dog, again, looks cooler in the comics than it did in the movie. And again, just, like, really terrible ripoff of what Superman was meant to be here going on. But apparently, okay, there's some, like similarities between the two Superman.
It's so scary. What I'm about to tell you, you're not gonna believe. Just by looking at these 2 photos behind me and just feeling the aura, you can tell that David is the perfect recreation of Christopher Reeves' Superman. Hold on.
I wouldn't say acting-wise.
This is where it gets scary. See, Christopher Reeves stood at 6 foot 4.
It's not Reeves. Everyone gets it wrong.
6'4" currently. The current Superman, David Cornsweet. You see, David Cornsweet graduated from Juilliard. You know who else graduated from Juilliard? Christopher Reeves. You see, Christopher Reeves also loved...
Is it Christopher Reeves or Christopher Reeve? I'm going crazy right now. But I'm sorry, they both graduated from Juilliard, but, like, the art of
piano. Do you know what other actor loves to play?
The art of acting has been lost. Good Lord.
Did you guess David Cornsweet? You'd be right. Okay, Christopher Reeves was a pilot. He loved to fly. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that David... Oh! Wait, he's a pilot too? Telling y'all, it's getting scary.
Okay, so yeah, it's Christopher Reeve. Everyone gets it wrong. On the surface, great match. Physically, like, I guess intellectually in terms of, like, their upbringing, but could that be farther from the truth in terms of acting? Like, please don't ever compare them acting-wise otherwise, because boy, does David have a long, 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 long way to go if he could ever get there, which is doubtful. No one can. But I did really like, again, Mr. Terrific, and he's in a lot of movies, apparently, so I forget how to say his name. Is Eddie Gathecki, and he's in Twilight, X-Men, and now in Superman as Mr. Terrific. So I felt like it should have just been called the Mr. Terrific movie and called it a day. He was the most awesome, most badass, and he had the best plot arc out of anybody. It's like, why did they force it when they could have just come out with a freaking Mr. Terrific movie and everybody would have loved it?
What character, not including your own, did you fall in love with or like more after seeing this movie?
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
Mr.
Damn,
Terrific.
goddamn Mr. Terrific.
God, he's
My
the best.
gosh, I'm
Eddie
so
Gathegi.
annoyed with him for being so cool and so good in this movie.
I can't wait for people to see Eddie Gathegi in this movie.
Exactly. I think that I have a few more like this. Like, I do like the fact that they're trying to push him being like more edgy and cool and like, but it's just like, get better soundtrack, get better music, like have him be into metal. Like, yeah, like somebody said, it was just like phony punk. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Okay. I think the Zack Snyder fans drama again is really funny. But let's face it, everyone's saying like James Gunn's character, but even then, like, this isn't just a terrible portrayal. I feel like James Gunn's Superman should be him yelling at the top of his lungs. Like, but yeah, I think that's it for today. I guess I'll end it with some promo, but
I mean, look at the guy. The man was born to play this role. He even went to Juilliard, same as Christopher Reeve.
Will Reeve? I fully approve. That's great, man. I said to David, you don't need my blessing, but you have it.
I'll never forget, I walked past David trying on the suit, and I just remember looking at him and being like, my God, he just is Superman.
just because you look the part does not mean you got it in the bag. Oh, I did see something. What was it? It was one of these. Oh yeah. I feel like the way they filmed this scene was so tacky in the new one, and the new one is the top one. There's something about it that feels very like indie, like just ridiculous. Like, I don't like that frontal, like, no, it just feels very weird. And actually there's a shot of him filming it, which felt very strange too. Like, I don't know, there's something to me that screams like indie filmmaker about this. Like, what are you doing? Filming the back of his head, like, in front of a, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, at the end of the day, I think you can tell I am a massive Christopher Reeve OG fan. And yeah, I think a lot of you are too, and that's why you enjoyed this stream, hopefully. And sorry about the glitches. Oh my god, I'm probably gonna take it down, re-edit this, and put it as a normal video. But yeah, thank you so much anyway for joining me live, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I think that's it. I'm going to take it back to the beginning. But yeah, probably a copyright strike. It's okay. I'll save the video somehow. Thank you so much again for like all 16 of you. And I've not seen the Superman animated films. I should probably. But yeah, do you guys recommend any other DC characters? And are you excited about the Marvel reboots as well? Like, which ones do you weigh? Because now after seeing the Justice League, I'm almost like the Avengers are so tacky. Like, they don't even compare at all. But yeah, it's just me. Anyway, I'll leave it with the Superman theme song for another copyright. Yeah, signing off, and peace and love.